Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from your respective positions. Once again, you are welcome here on the Awakening of Consciousness platform. It's a complete surprise. The world was surprised by this statement, which was made by the French Minister of the Armed Forces. One of the French Armed Forces, Sébastien Lecornu. The world was surprised. France has just revealed its true intention. Why is France very agitated in this Ukraine affair? France definitely wants to be at the negotiating table. Why is France doing this and that, this and that? The truth has come out. And it took waiting for Donald Trump to clearly state his intentions regarding rare earths in Ukraine, which Donald Trump proposes, an agreement that must be signed by President Vladimir Zelensky. It took waiting for all this for France to finally come out of its scheming to clearly tell the whole world what it needs from Ukraine. And the reason why France is always agitated regarding the aid that must be provided to Ukraine, the truth is that France also needs Ukraine's rare earths. And now you see the reason why Donald Trump's America does not want to collaborate with Europe at all. You see the reason. You will understand shortly when we break it down. You will understand the reason why Emmanuel Macron rushed to travel to go to the United States of America to see Donald Trump. In reality, it was not to represent Europe's voice, but to represent France's voice. France needs rare earths for industry, for its military industry. And it is the French Minister of the Armed Forces, Sébastien Lecornu, who confirms this. Ladies and gentlemen, in the context of this video conference, this is obviously what we are going to discuss. Yes. But before continuing, I ask you to share the video conference as much as possible. And all those who are English speakers, who feel comfortable in English, we have already created a channel specifically dedicated to information that is 100% in English. So I leave the link in the description. So please click to subscribe. For those who are obliged to translate our video conferences here into English, you now have the Samouraï video conferences that are in English. There you go. So it's surprising, dear ladies and gentlemen. Let's dive into the depths. This Thursday, the 27th, February 27, 2025. France has been discussing for months an agreement on the exploitation of Ukrainian resources. And by the way, it is certainly this information that reached Donald Trump. That's why he decided to sideline Europe. Ukraine is like a cake. They are trying to divide it among themselves. Everyone is trying to devour Ukraine. And even Russia, which we are talking about, Russia is taking a piece for itself. There you go. Russia has already reclaimed a good part. It's the rest that Russia wants to reclaim. They are dividing it among themselves. Europe finds itself being sidelined. France is therefore forced to reveal its ambitions in Ukraine so that the world knows it shouldn't be just Donald Trump announcing it. Donald Trump announced for himself. It's on the right track. Even if Zelensky seems to be opposed, Zelensky will be forced to accept because he is his master. And America, has a strategy that allows it to put terrible pressure on Zelensky to make him accept. So, according to official information, the United States is not the only one denying them access to Ukrainian raw materials. While an agreement seems to have been reached between the United States of America and Ukraine, and this agreement could be signed in the coming hours, is the French Minister of the Armed Forces, who indicates that France is also discussing, also with Kiev, the exploitation of these minerals. What does the minister say concretely? You will be very disappointed. And you will understand that what they are doing there is not out of love for Ukraine. Everyone wants to take an action so that later they can use it to say, no, we helped you. We did this and that. So now it's your turn. Give us this. That's all. Sébastien Lecornu, he says this. He says with my Ukrainian counterpart, so with the Ukrainian Minister of Defense, he says with my Ukrainian counterpart, we are discussing this issue for our own French needs. Since last October, and at Emmanuel Macron's request, he says our defense industry will need a certain number of key raw materials for approximately the next 30 or 40 years. France needs these essential raw materials for the next 40 years. That is to say, they wanted this conflict to arise in order to then bind Ukraine, to force Ukraine to give them raw materials for the French military, so that afterwards it will be generations and generations of Ukrainians who will pay the heavy price of these mafia-like agreements that Ukraine is signing with its various international mafia leaders. And today, you see, what several observers have said was the truth. They said that the real reason for this conflict is Ukraine's raw materials. Ukraine is already sold since the agreements were being prepared. Now, what is needed? Since they know that there will be future generations who will be very intelligent, you will have a head of state in Ukraine who will try to claim or denounce all these agreements. To prevent all this, as many Ukrainians as possible must be sent to eternal rest. They must be sent to rest, eternal. And that is what is being done. Every day that God makes, no less than 700 Ukrainians are sent to rest, eternal. When the Ukrainians are running out, the United States says the recruitment age in the army must be lowered to integrate people, to send them again to rest, eternal. By the way, they must do the cleaning. Up to what age? 18 years old. All those of that age must go to rest, eternal. There. The younger ones, when they grow up, will know nothing. France needs ore, to use it for the next 40 years. Let's continue. What does this famous minister say? Share this video conference with me, please. He says this. He says, once the weapons fall silent in Ukraine, the reconstruction of Ukraine will be a major market. Goodbye. So, they created this so that they themselves can come again to get the reconstruction market of Ukraine. It's the French Minister of the Armed Forces who says it. He says that the reconstruction of Ukraine will be a major market and will interest many companies. Don't think that I am not attached to values and morality. He is the one who says it. And tomorrow, yes, behind it, an economic framework is taking shape. Let's not be naive. What Emmanuel Macron has been doing for months is also ensuring that French interests are defended. Period. Ladies, young ladies and gentlemen, this is what France wants. Yes, even the minister says, don't think that. There you go. I am not attached to values and morality. But behind it, there is an economic framework taking shape. The secret is revealed. France's intention is known. You will see in the coming days, other European countries, which were very agitated, such as Poland and Germany, will also eye Ukrainian minerals. It's simply sad. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the headline of international news. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I will be back shortly, by the grace of the Almighty, with new updates. This was the voice of your one and only samurai. Thank you.